Prepare to have your mind shattered. For centuries, we have looked up at the stars and asked, are we alone? But what if the question is wrong? What if it's not? Are we alone in this universe? But rather, are we alone in any universe? Think about everything you consider real. The gravity that holds you down, the air you breathe, the choices that brought you to this moment. What if I told you that all of this is just an infinitesimal fragment of a cosmic story that borders on the unimaginable? The multiverse theory is no longer science fiction. It is a cosmic rabbit hole that elite scientists and physicists are exploring right now. It suggests that our vast universe, with its estimated 2 trillion galaxies, may be just a single bubble in an infinite bubbling cosmic ocean. In one of these bubbles, the tiny decision you regret making yesterday might have led your other self down a path of absolute success. In another, the laws of physics are different. Time runs backward, and your physical form is totally unrecognizable. And the most disturbing thing, the very existence of our universe, perfectly tuned for life, may just be a winning cosmic lottery ticket. Our existence might be a glorious accident, repeated infinitely. From now on, what you're about to see will redefine your place in the cosmos. Are you ready for the greatest revelation of all? Stay until the end, because the latest evidence might be proof that we have already found a signal of another universe. Where did this idea come from? It wasn't from a Hollywood screenwriter. The seed of the multiverse was planted in the deepest foundations of modern physics, born from problems that our reality simply couldn't explain. The first breaking point, quantum mechanics. When we descend to the subatomic level, particles, the building blocks of everything, do not behave like objects. They behave like fluctuating probabilities. Only when we observe them do they choose a state. What happens to all the other possibilities? If the electron could be here or there, but we only see it here, where did all the other versions of its reality go? Physicist Hugh Everett III dared to suggest something that would change everything. He proposed that the act of observation does not collapse the other possibilities. Instead, it splits the universe. At every instant, with every minuscule decision you make, the universe bifurcates. You did not collapse the other realities. You created them. This is the principle of the many worlds interpretation. You, the observer, are a creator of universes. It sounds crazy, but that is the price for quantum mathematics to make sense. The many worlds theory is just the beginning. Theoretical physics describes several models of the multiverse, each more mind-blowing than the last. According to the renowned physicist Max Tegmark, there are at least 4 levels of multiverses, and the most surprising thing is that the first level is a direct consequence of our own cosmology. 1. Bubble multiverse. Imagine our universe. It has a horizon that we cannot see, a boundary beyond which light has not had time to reach us since the Big Bang. But space is infinite. If space is infinite, everything that is physically possible must also repeat infinitely. This means that, at an unimaginably vast distance, there is a copy of you reading the same script. And even further away, a copy of you who made the decision to never start this video. It is the reality of cosmic repetition. 2. Inflationary multiverse. Bubble universes. Remember the Big Bang? Immediately after, there was a super-fast expansion called cosmic inflation. The eternal inflation theory suggests that this inflation never stopped. It continues to generate new universe bubbles like steam condensing into drops. These bubbles are floating in a superspace. They may have completely different laws of physics, 4 spatial dimensions, a different force of gravity. They are not just distant, they are fundamentally different. They will never touch. We now arrive where the most bizarre modern physics resides, string theory and M theory. 3. Brane multiverse, M theory. String theory posits that fundamental particles are not points, but rather tiny vibrating strings, and it requires the existence of 10 or 11 dimensions. M theory, an extension of string theory, suggests that our entire universe is trapped on a 4-dimensional membrane, a brane, floating in a higher dimensional space which scientists call the bulk. Think of it like a slice of bread floating in soup. The soup is the bulk. Other branes, other universes, are floating there too. And occasionally, these branes can collide. If branes collide, what happens? What do we perceive? The ekpyrotic model suggests that the collision of two branes is what gave rise to the Big Bang. This means our universe may be the violent echo of a cosmic collision. And what if this collision left a signature in our universe? One that science is actively searching for? The multiverse theory solves the biggest enigma of all, the Goldilocks Problem. Why is our universe perfectly tuned for life? If the nuclear force were slightly stronger, no stars would exist. If the nuclear force were slightly weaker, water would not exist. Physics' fundamental constants seem to have been dialed in with the precision of a sharpshooter. It is unbelievable luck. For a single universe, the probability is 0. But in the multiverse, it is the law of averages. If you roll infinite dice, one has to land on 6. If you have infinite universes, one has to have the perfect conditions for you to exist and ask this question. The undeniable proof? But the question is, can we prove it? If the multiverse is real, some scientists believe the signal is embedded in the oldest map of our universe, the cosmic microwave background, CMB. If our universe bubble collided or brushed against another bubble at the dawn of time, that energy could have left a bruise on the CMB, an inexplicable cold spot, a deviation from uniformity that simply shouldn't be there. We have already found these anomalies. They are called cold spots, and standard physics has difficulty fully explaining them. But the multiverse hypothesis offers a shocking explanation. What we are seeing is the scar of a neighboring universe. What does all this mean for you? If you split into infinite selves at every instant, what is free will? If death is only the end of your journey in this universe, but not in all of them, what is mortality? Your existence is not just rare, it is repeated. Think of the vast web of possibilities that opens up. But there is one type of multiverse that challenges our understanding of time. It is the folded dimensions multiverse, where realities are not side by side, but overlapping. And our ability to sense them is blocked by a force that physics has not yet been able to isolate: dark energy. What if dark energy, which makes up 68% of our universe, is not just a repulsive force, but the proof of a sister universe, gravitationally bound to ours, but which we cannot see? We are walking toward the deepest discovery in human history. But the real question remains: if we find this neighboring universe, what will it find of us? In the next video, we'll dive into more surprising hypotheses about space and quantum physics. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next revelation that will change everything. Because the cosmic journey never ends.